Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video on my channel. So as you can see, we are set up in the Master Archeology outfit. So that's going to point to our method of what we're going to do in this video. So this video, I'm going to bring you one of the lowest archaeology money-making methods there actually is. And it's going to make you 6 mil profit per hour. So to do this, you're going to need level 5 archaeology, and you're also going to need level 20 invention. Now, even though you can do it at 5 archaeology, the higher level you're going to have, the quicker you're going to be making money. But this is going to be one of the easiest money-making methods you can possibly have. So where we're going to go to is the Carrid et dig site, which is going to be near Archeology. And basically, in essence, all we're going to be doing is excavating Venator remains. So this spot here only has access to 2 artifacts. You're going to be getting the Venator crossbow and the Venator dagger. So the point of doing this spot is basically we're excavating these remains to get these artifacts. We're going to restore these artifacts and then disassemble them into historic components. Now, as you can see, that crossbow did not take me too long to get. So per hour, you should be getting a decent amount of artifacts per hour, roughly about 63 per hour. So this method to make money is actually really good if you need to get excavations and restores for certain archaeology ranks. And by doing this per hour, you're going to be making roughly 6 mil profits. XP is not going to be great. You're looking at about 25k XP for archaeology, but if you put after a pure AFK money making method, this is pretty good. Now, the higher level you are, the less AFK it could be. It's probably going to be about a minute or 2 of excavation, but you're still going to be able to look away from your keyboard and do other stuff on the side as well. Now, in terms of items for this and to make this the best possible you can, if possible, archaeology outfit is going to give you a bonus XP. It's going to give you other benefits as well, like increase on precision, excavation success rate, and all stuff like that. Your best possible matic, if it can be augmented with things like honed as well, that will also give you a massive benefit. And this will pretty much give you the best sort of output in terms of archaeology as well. In terms of banking, the best case scenario is that you have a Grace of Elves or Sign of Porters. Now, you don't need Grace of the Elves to be able to use porters. You can make porters yourself and just equip them every time you run out. Very easy to do that as well because you're going to be clicking on the spot to excavate anyway. So that's going to bank your materials. And when doing this, you're going to be getting 3rd Age Iron and the Zerosian Insignia. These are going to be used alongside buying some underground exchange as well to repair all your artifacts. In terms of soil, now soil does have a price on it, so it depends what way you want to approach it. Me personally, I use the autoscreener, which automatically screens your soil and then turns it into more materials. However, it's very viable to now use a soil box because of the price of the soil itself. Ancient soil, which is what we're going to get from this spot, is just under 1,000 coins each. So if you're really after a pure money-making method as well, that will add up over time. You're going to be excavating this spot so much that you're going to be racking up a decent amount of soil. Now, there's 2 ways to deal with the soil. We can put it in a soil box, which you can upgrade as you go along. If you are a lower level though, the best way I suggest it is going to be using Magic Notepaper. Magic Notepaper is 318 GP each, so it will take probably a third of your profit off the soil, but it's going to stop you having to drop it, or worse, run back and forth to the bank, which is going to take time, and takes away from the main objective of you getting all these artifacts. So that is pretty much the emphasis of it. All you're literally doing this is excavating the Venator remains, getting all the artifacts. Your auto screener or your notepaper will look after the soil, and your form of banking the material, whether it's Porter, Grace of the Elves, or also your Premier Artifact as well, which is a very good thing for this, sorting out banking the material for you. Now, I mentioned it earlier on, is that you will not get enough 3rd Age Iron and Zerosian Insignia to be able to repair all these artifacts, so you do need a little bit of cash as a sort of starter to spend on materials, but by the time you get all the materials out of it, you will make the profit to cover for those quite comfortably as well. We will have to buy some items to disassemble to make the crates, which is what we're going to put the materials into. But I'll talk through all that in a second once we've finished a couple more of these excavations. But as you see though, decent level. Admittedly, I am 120, so I am probably quicker and I've got the best tier pickaxe. But it really won't take you too long anyway. It will be slower the slower level you are. Now, this is still a very decent way to level up archaeology if you're like 20-ish. But you still need to have 20 invention to be able to make the crates. So between the two, I'd probably say invention's a bit more annoying for a newer account to have than archaeology. Archaeology is really easy because it's just purely AFK. Side tip as well, if you are low level archaeology and just low level in general, use the notepaper because the soils really will provide you with some extra profits with everything else as well. This can be a decent moneymaker. In archaeology, it's probably one of the best AFK moneymakers there is. Adding the extra profit from the soil will just make you even more money per hour. So once we've got this final one, we'll go and repair some, and then I can just talk you through what the situation is. So we're going to go and repair them on the archaeologist workbench. So if we just do all of those. Now, historic components I use in ancient invention, so there is always a demand for them as well. Historic components seem to be one of the better sellers as well. Now, with this assembling these, you're also going to get some other components. You're going to get classic components, time-worn, and vintage. Now, these are also extra crates you can make as well, which will just give you even more profit. You just get them a lot slower than the historic components, which is what we're basically targeting the profit on here. So we've repaired these into the veneted daggers, and if we can just do that, as you can see, for each one we are getting 20 historic components. We also got a time-worn there as well, which will take a while to rack up enough to put into a crate. But if you're after doing this for a money-making method, you will eventually get enough to put them in, and it's just extra money you can have anyway. But 6 mil per hour for something you can theoretically do at level 5 archaeology is pretty crazy. Right, so that's the crossbows done. And as you see for that, very similar, 20 historic components for all that. So for those 10 artifacts, I've just got 200 historic components. Now I'm going to go to 4.3 just because there is a invention workbench there, and I can go and do that now. So here you'll find it in material crates. And for this, you're going to need 25 padded parts and 1 protective. It turns out that one of the best things for this is actually range armors, which is really weird, but you know, we'll take it. So really, we've made 2 of these. We've got 200 historic components, so we can actually make 2 small crates. So there you go. And if we price check those 2 small crates, and I've done that while I've been talking to you guys through the video as well. Not really that long, and we've made 1.1 mil just from doing those 10 material excavations. Now, obviously, I've done them quick because I'm 120. It'll be slightly slower for a lower level. I'm just going to throw them on a grand exchange as always because I just want to be completely open and show you guys what sort of profit you can expect. And as always, they do not sell. Now that might be because it's in a small crate and not the large crate. If you're going to buy archaeology components, especially historic, you're going to buy them in the bigger crates because you're just buying less. It's like everything, it's cheaper in a bigger crate. But you know, for the video, there we go. So that's pretty much a mil each, which you've seen how much effort I've just put in there. It really didn't take as long. And even with buying materials, you'll still come out with a decent profit as well. But advice would be, historic components especially, sell in the larger crates. You'll make more money. For the other things, classic components, time-worn and vintage, because you're not going to get a lot, put them in the smallest crate you can as soon as possible. And then you can just make sure you pull out all your profit as soon as you can. But that is today's video all finished. A very low money-making method for level 5 archaeology, 20 invention. Really good as well if you need to get your ranks for the Archaeology Guild just to get your excavations and restores done as quick as possible. And really, really good profits. If you do need historic components and you don't want to spend the money for it, this is a good way to get it in a couple of hours of just some pure AFK time anyway. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.